Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. So, you know, those days where like your tech has been running perfectly for months on end, and then when you want to do something, there seems to be an issue. Well, of course, that's been literally my last 3 days. So, but I can see I am streaming. So we are all good to go. So, you know, Facebook, they always have to change something on you just to throw a little curveball into your day. So today I'm here, we're going to create a companion page to this layout. So I did this as a live a couple weeks ago. Good morning. And you can watch the replay. It's on my YouTube channel. There's also a blog post about it on my blog with like all the details of the products I used and all of those fun things. So now today we are going to create the companion page that goes along with it. So last week I came back because after I did actually this one, I got a great question. People were asking me how to actually paper piece because that's not something I went over in the video, but I actually talked about it. So last week I went and I did like a how-to video on how to paper piece if you've never done it before. If you've done it before, I'm sure you're old hat at it. But I had some fun with putting together some of the candies with paper piecing. So now it's time to create the companion page. I mentioned that I was pretty sure I was going to create one when I actually did this one. So today I'm back to create the other side. So the collection I used is I Want Candy from Close to My Heart. And it's got this fun theme of, obviously it's Halloween, but it is also just like candy themed. So you could think of it for using it for, hey Robin, for so many other things like party, celebration, just in general eating candy. Like lots of times, right, when people go on vacation, they go to like candy stores, all those fun things. But today I'm using it for, it's like, I guess we'll call it traditional theme of Halloween. So I have some old pictures. I'll add down here my desk. I think I have my light turned. Oh no, I could turn it up a little bit more. So like I said, I normally would create probably my left-hand side page first and then do my right-hand side page. But after I started this, I realized my son was kind of looking in towards this way. So I actually reconfigured this layout so that it would go on the right-hand side. That wasn't actually my original intention. But so the stamp sets I used, like I said, these are both from the current I Want Candy special. So right there's the one I Want Candy, and then this is Irresistible, which is more like the Halloween theme. So I've added like both to this. And when I did the paper piecing too, if you need that video, just type in the comments paper and I'll come back and I'll add the link to that video because I know sometimes they can get lost. And sometimes if you're looking for a specific video, make sure to go to my YouTube channel because that's just strictly video on it. It's much easier to find things if you're looking for them. But like I said, I also did do a full blog post on this at chrisscreativelife.com. And so like I talked about my marker selection and all the fun things that I did here. I thought this was so fun because I had a vision in my head. And not always do my visions turn out super cute or fun or how I actually saw it in my head. And this is very similar to how I saw it in my head, other than I was going to have my photograph on the other side. Okay, but anyway, so I'm going to answer a few of the questions too that I got after the video in like messages. And I thought I would just kind of address them right away. So the... I was going to say skeleton's web. It's a spider web that I used in the background. That's one of the thin cuts. So that's from the Halloween one, right? It's super fun. But because it's kind of dainty, and to glue it down, because I knew I was going to do it on film, I decided to use like this double-sided, not double-sided, but this tacky adhesive. And I got a couple questions because when I started the video, I already had them on the sheet. So I'm going to put the last one that I'm going to use on the left-hand side on the sheet. So just remind me, but I did get a couple of questions, and I do have an Amazon link if you're looking for it, but it's artist tack. So it's good for those projects where, well, I'm going to actually, let's just do this right off the hop so I don't forget to have all the things together. So I'm planning on adding some of the spider webs to the other side, right, to bring some of the elements from both sides of the layout together. So I added 2 of them on here already. So if you watched me create like the spider web wreath, I used 3 different colors. I had periwinkle, I have ballerina, and then I have black. And so I'm going to add, I think, 1 of each color onto this left-hand side. So this is just like, it's an adhesive sheet, and it has like, so a waxy finish. So almost like, the adhesive sheets come close to my heart, but it's not as sticky. So those sheets, right, I use them lots of times. You guys have seen me use them all the time, more so for if I have like a Cricut cut and I want to layer it up. This is a little bit different because, so it's got waxy sheets on both sides, and there's adhesive on one of the sheets. So this one is the sticky side. This is not sticky anymore now that I've pulled it up. So I could have glued these, but this is a little bit faster. And so for video purposes, that's why I chose to do it. But a few people were fascinated with what I actually used. So the adhesive will only stick to what you rub it over. So now this is going to be have like dot adhesive on it. So if I need to add more, I can add some glue on there, right? If like something doesn't stick down perfectly or whatever. Or, of course, now, there we go. It's also not helpful that I have a super bright light in my way. But so it will just pick up the adhesive where the cardstock actually is. So I can use this sheet until like all the adhesive is gone from it. So that is that. I wanted to show you that before we got started, because I know sometimes once I get started, then I forget to come back to something that I wanted to say before. So here we go. So I did have extra pictures from this Halloween that we are going to document. And so I wanted to pull like some of the stuff from this side, but I wanted this one to be a little bit different. And I had already printed my other photos when I did this side. So these are my other 4 photos. I printed them all at 4 by 3. And I've added them to my piece of paper already. They have a little bit of a white border. And this is the leftover piece that I gutted from the inside of this side. I had enough to mat these. So that'll bring this pattern onto my left-hand side. I also have a piece of the periwinkle star paper that's got like the candy print on the other side. And I use that to mat this one. So I'm actually going to double mat this and add these. And then I have this piece of white daisy that I actually think is going this way. And I'm going to create that same kind of look with some ink over here. And this is where I'm going to add those spider webs. And I'm going to create same kind of cluster of elements over here on the side. I also have a piece of black cardstock already. And then this is the fun super Halloween. This is the only Halloween themed print really in this whole paper pack, because like this other one just has like the word candy on the back, right? And then this is like stars. It could literally be anything. This is that striped piece of paper, and then it's got like the gumdrop circular candies on the back side. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this piece to my black. And so I'm just repeating these two things here, right? So these are the same, right? I have a black background and then a pattern piece of paper, but I wanted kind of something bolder on this side. And I loved this. I love this print. So, and actually this plaid is super pretty too on the back side. I don't know if you can see, but on the plaid, there's also like manufactured splatter. So it's, I have to actually open the adhesive. It is like they've printed the plaid and then it looks like they've actually splattered the paper. So that's kind of fun. So, and I wanted these two to look really different from each other because I really kind of feel like that spider wreath on the other side is really quite like a statement kind of layout. So I wanted this one to be a little bit simpler, but still have lots of the same elements. I love this purple cupcake. I don't know, for some reason, it's my favorite. Okay, so now I'm actually going to, I feel like I want to do like this. So let's add some of the same ink onto the white daisy. I'm just going to grab my Versamat, because of course I have to forget something. We can't be too prepared. So my idea is just to run some of that same Sundance ink down the side. And then I'm going to run, I think, 3 of the spider webs up the side. And then add in all the same kind of embellishments to bring the 2 pages together. So, and I think I actually even splattered the other side. So we're going to do that too. You're probably not going to see it very much on this side. So this is Sundance ink. I'll just tap off a little tiny bit. And I want kind of like that. Like, I don't want it to be solid color, or I could have just put cardstock down, right? I don't really want the ink to be solid. I kind of just want it to bring the 2 sides together. And it ends up being like very far into the background. So just blending a little bit of ink, and let's just see here if we need more. So I'm just going to add it just a tiny bit more. And you'll notice that I tap off in the lid of my ink pad. You can tap it off on a piece of paper towel or whatever. But I figure if I've actually got extra ink on there, I might as well have it in the lid and I can actually just pick it up and use it again. Okay, and so then, if I remember correctly, I also splattered with a little bit of the ink. So I'm just adding like a very little bit of water. You could also do this with like a darker color, right? You could do it with like black ink or a shimmer brush. Okay, and I'm just going to get a wet wipe to wipe our paper towel to wipe off because I don't want now this like thinned out ink to go back into my ink pad. Okay, so now I have this. I'll clean this off after. Okay, so now I'm going to add this piece first. No, I'm not. I'm going to add my spider webs. So I'm just going to show you kind of so I spaced it out because I'm going to hide some of the spider webs underneath. So I'm going to put my white daisy piece down first. And I'm going to just then hang them off. So that is right about the middle. So I'm just looking right. So I just want to make sure I actually did it in the right direction, because I could totally, that would be something I would do. So, and I want it right on the edge. I don't know why, but I just do. So then I'm going to take, so now this has like enough stick on it that it will stick down. If I needed to, I could add more adhesive. Like I said, I could come back and add like glue or whatever, right? So I'm just going to, though, lightly tack them down. And I kind of made them all go in different directions. So my thought was I'm going to put the two like colored ones on the side. And then put the carrier sheet back on this one, which I have set down somewhere and don't see, but that's okay. Always the second I turn the camera off, all the things pop back up where they're supposed to be. So, and then this is the one, right, that I did at the beginning. So now I can still use this by keep adding things on top of it. So, and then I want to overlap this one over those other two. I just wanted to kind of be sure about my spacing. So then now I can add this piece down. So, and I wanted to remind you, if all went right when I went live, then the link should be there to join the waitlist for Sketch Camp. I'm hosting another Sketch Camp. This one's going to be a holiday Sketch Camp, and it's going to be tons of fun. So I do believe that the waitlist email with all the details is coming. It's set to come out this weekend. So if you want to make sure you're on there, then you can either type the word camp and I can add the list, or you can just click on the link in the top comment. It should technically have pinned, but like I said, things are not working the way they're supposed to today. Ah, see, here's the carrier sheet. Okay, so now we have a good foundation there. So now, literally all I have to do is bring the other elements from this side over onto this side and bring it all together. So, yeah, so it is like a Xyron sheet. So Robin asked if it's like a Xyron sheet. It is, but there's no machine to it, right? So it is literally like a pack of papers, but it is that same kind of adhesive is what I would say. But it is more dot-like adhesive than Like I think Xyron, if I remember correctly, I had one a really long time ago, but it was more like Tombow adhesive. So it came on more in like a sheet form, or like there was more sticky. But this one, just you're rubbing the stick on like literally whatever is underneath it. Okay, I can hear comments coming in, but they're actually not populating, which is semi-annoying today. But I feel like it's just kind of par for the course. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to bring the elements, like I said, from this side over to this side. So I have them here. So on that video last week, I created more paper pieced elements, and then I showed some of the ones that are just colored. Then there are some that are like a combination of the two things. And I'm trying to get better at doing some of those just a technique video, so that I might not be like doing a big project, but it can be broken out into just like a technique video. So that is super helpful for anybody looking for it. So I have a couple of the ghosts that I'm going to add. So for the ghosts, I did add just a little bit of tri-blend markers, and then I used clear shimmer brush on top. And I love this ghost that looks like he saw himself in the mirror or something. So I'm just going to pick out a few of these things. So like I made the chocolate bars, right, on that video. And so I just have to pick. I want to make sure. So one of the things that when I'm now going back and looking, I'm going to try and draw some of these colors too. So I'm going to make sure I'm picking up some of these colors from this side and pulling them onto the other side. So I'm going to go with this chocolate bar, which is actually tri-blend and paper pieced. And then, so like I said, I have a kind of a whole pile of extra stuff on here. And I'm going to add some of the pumpkins. And this one is actually paper pieced, and this one's just colored. So, and I'm not necessarily so worried about the images as trying to get the colors that I want to come onto both sides. Some of them I'll pop up with 3D foam. I think I need one of these. I need a bat on here. I have one bat left, so it's going on. So I'm just going to kind of roll the leaves of the bat. Wings of the bat. They don't have leaves. So I'm just going to roll them like that to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I just need to actually glue everything down. And then I'll go back in and add some of my puffy stickers because they are so stinking cute. Okay, and I think, and I literally kind of wanted it to just look like they dumped their bag of candy on the ground, because that is literally what they used to do all over my living room carpet, and then they'd sort it and trade and all of those fun things. Okay, so I'm actually happy with that. I do have more pieces here if I need to bring them in. Some of these I will add 3D foam, and some I'm just going to adhere straight down. So I'm just going to move these down. I'll put my... Okay, so now I have a pair of scissors and some 3D foam. So I have the thin and the thicker, so I can make some different levels here. But so if you've never attended my sketch camp before, it's kind of fun. I have created a sketch and then I'll teach it a few different times and different ways. And obviously this one it's called Holiday Sketch Camp. Not all the times I teach it is it going to be holiday themed. But, okay, and then this. So it's kind of just a fun way for me to teach in a little bit more concentrated way. There's some like extra how-tos in there and all those kind of fun things. So, okay. So like I said, I'm just kind of working my way up, and by putting everything down before, I kind of know already what I need to pop up. And like I said, I'm just kind of making sure I've got all the little layers there. And I will for sure add the puffy stickers and the bitty sparkles. I was actually going to use originally clear sparkles, but I couldn't find them. But I think the bitty sparkles turned out cute. So, and I love that the foam is in 2 different widths, so you can kind of get the right width for whatever you're trying to stick down. So, and if I've missed your comment, don't worry, I will come back after and answer them. So feel free to like ask questions, and even if I don't address it, I will come back. So, okay, my ghost I know I want popped up on 3D foam. So like the idea of this one was kind of just like a big wreath, right? But just built out of the spider webs versus like when you would normally like have like a foliage, right? Okay, so I know this, kind of want that right there. And I will for sure take some photographs of everything all together and add them in here, because like I said, this could totally be, thank you. It could be totally adapted to anything, right? Even if you don't want to use the spider webs, just find something circular, some circular element to repeat in a circle. Right? And that's why I also wanted this kind of very different than this side. So sometimes ideas start with the photographs, and sometimes the idea comes first and then the photographs. So this idea came first, and then I found the photographs, which then in turn, because I had X amount of photographs from this year, right, allowed me to, I think, I'm going to tuck the bat in here and put the candy up there. Okay, so now here's what I have left in with my puffy stickers. So, like this would make a great Christmas layout too, right? Maybe we'll do that when we get closer. So I do like to take inspiration from something I've created with you guys before and move it forward kind of. Okay, so I actually have out my piercing tool. Here it is. So I love these little swirly ones, and I have to actually add at least a few stars because I have stars on the other side. So and I'm just kind of trying to stay away from like the orange ones because I don't want them to get lost on like my Sundance background, right? So I'm just going to tuck a few of these in, and obviously I don't need as many, right, as I have on the other side. But this I thought was kind of a fun way to bring them together. I want something right here. Oh, maybe a pink one. Okay, so now I'm just going to add a couple of bitty sparkles and we're all done. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and I will come back and answer them. And I will add in any missing links from Facebook being so silly today. So I have been trying to get some tech support. So we'll see how that goes. And I actually kind of, like I said, originally I was going to use the clear sparkles and not the bitty ones, but I actually really like the bitty ones because they almost look just like little stars would look in the sky, which is very like Halloween-esque, I would say. Okay, guys, there we go. Let's just, so you can see all the fun different ways that I've embellished those little stamped images. So there is some coloring with tri-blend markers. That list is actually on my blog with the other blog posts. And if I write a blog post for the whole thing, I'll link the two things back together. But so there's some cardstock paper piecing, there's just some coloring, there's some mix and matching because that's always fun. So there you go. That is the end result of that. So thank you everybody that joined me today. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I will come back and I'll answer those questions. So have a great afternoon, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.